This is a Hamilton County Coaches Show, and it's hard to believe that last Friday I was doing a football game in the cold rain, but now it's time for basketball and it's time for girls basketball. So I'm very excited about doing this. I got Noblesville head coach Donna Buckley, and I also have Maddie Knight, one of the Miller players, here with us today. So Coach, let's talk a couple things before we go to Maddie and let her talk. No, just kidding you, Maddie. Let's talk a little bit. You got a game tonight or tomorrow? Tomorrow night.
I hope it's not tonight because I'm not
Because you're not ready. You're not ready against a very good ball club. So let's talk a little bit about the game coming up here and what the fans can see when they come tomorrow night.
Okay. Lawrence North is a very good basketball team. They've got junior Davidson's really good. She's close to 6 foot and really a kid that can play inside or out, and we've been talking about her a lot. They also have a couple other kids, Gunn and Young, that return, that are also kids that averaged about 8 a game last year, nice athletes and can do some things. And then they're probably their next best kid. She really hurt us last year, and she came as a freshman first game at home in front of a pretty good crowd last year and hit 3 threes against us. So,
I remember that.
Yeah, I would expect her to come out and be aggressive as well. And like I said, they have those 4 kids, and then when they get past that, they lost it. Like I said, they graduated Indiana All-Star and then had an Indiana All-Star transfer out. So it's for them trying to find that other group of kids. And I have no idea where that's going to come from. So like I said, we're going to do our best to make sure those 4 kids don't hurt us and see what those other kids can do.
Yeah, because it's a long season and everything's you're hoping that your team's playing its best ball right before sectional time. So, you know, and this is a little bit different this year. Transition period because for the first time you will be playing without Emily Kaiser, which has been a big part of your program here. Well, the whole Kaiser family has, haven't they?
Yeah, I've had a lot of Kaisers, still have one, and yeah, it's a transition. But I will tell you know, as I told our kids, you know, my expectations. Caitlin O'Reilly came back a couple weeks ago, and she was like, "Let me see your practice schedule." She's like, "What'd you do with this group?" Yeah, and I said, "It looks the same as it did when you were here. Like, my expectations are always going to be high." And these kids know that, you know, we expect them to compete and get after it and see where we are at the end. And I mean, that's the ultimate. Obviously, you got to be ready at the end, and we did that really well last year. We went, we came out and we're 4-1, and then proceeded to just lose 5 by like a lot. And like I said, it was a rough time, but we you know, got through that period and obviously finished the season playing as well as anyone. So it's the same thing every year. You're just trying to put yourself in position to do something at the end, and this group's working hard. We have a group of guys that we practice against every day that literally they show no mercy and do a great job of challenging us. And I'm sure Maddie could tell you that, like I said, it is a challenge at times just to even get cross half court with those guys. But like I said, in the end, I think it'll make us a much better basketball team.
Well, let's talk a little bit, Maddie. You know, this weekend I was getting a little nostalgic, and so I was looking back through some videos, and I posted a video of 2 years ago at the sectional, and both you and Mallory were starting then. So this is your third year as a starter, and of course you're the second leading scorer last year, and it's going to be a little bit different, but it's went pretty fast, hasn't it?
Yeah, like, it's just crazy thinking like it feels like I was a freshman like yesterday, and now I'm a senior. It's just kind of crazy. Yeah,
and it's going to be a little bit different role to play this year. Let's talk a little bit about, you know, some of the things that you know that you're going to be facing this season, probably being the 1 or the 2 top players on the floor for the Millers.
I think like I'll be facing a lot of pressure just from other teams and defenses and stuff like that, and I think that'll be something to overcome, is getting past like so much pressure.
So now, are you thinking back at some of those great games you had this summer, and all over the Midwest, they got to see how good Maddie was, and now, so you're not going to give them many surprises, so it's going to be a little bit different, right?
Like Yeah, I won't have too many surprises anymore. People don't know.
But, Coach, let's talk a little bit about this team because you do have 4 starters back. I mean, that's a positive thing. So let's talk a little bit about some of those players that you have coming back and some of the younger ones because, the important thing is, programs are built from the ground up. So you have some younger players coming up and some players that you're really going to be counting on because, the 3 M's most everybody knows with Madison Wheatrow and Mallory Johnson and Maddie here, those 3 are going to be and Haley will be at the point guard. So those 4 players. But let's talk a little bit about, because you got a good group of now sophomores and juniors that are coming up here.
Yeah, well, and obviously the senior class, we're going to count on them a lot. They're extremely talented. We get 2 all-conference kids in there. And, those kids will put up big numbers, no doubt, every single night. And then obviously with Abby playing point, she's a kid that really grew a lot last year. We talked about her at Ben Davis scrimmage a year ago, and I think we had 42 turnovers or something in that scrimmage. But how far we came that year, and just even to where we are right now, like I said, her and Abby and Maddie have grown up so much as guards, and like I said, it's fun to watch and see that growth. But beyond them, we have another Kaiser at the post this year. And Anna has done a great job for us. She played really well in the scrimmage the other night against Ben Davis and just kind of finding her own way. I think this is 11 years of Kaisers. So, like I said, it's been fun to have literally a Kaiser in the starting lineup for a long time. We also have, like I said, some young kids coming off the bench. A nice mix of juniors and sophomores. Like I said, Sarah Etchison played some for us last year and shot really well from 3. Devin Ray has really improved, and like I said, she should give us some minutes in the post. Kaylin Ely has come a long way. She's been really, really good for us. Like I said, she's a kid who's small but just knows how to use her body and rebound really well, and she's done a really, really nice job for us in practice. And then we've got a couple of sophomores. Did I skip any juniors? I'm trying to go through this in my head what I just did, but sophomores. Mallory Miller, like I said, played a lot of JV for us last year. Got just a little bit of time. She played in the Fishers game last year, but like I said, she's really improved and done a nice job. She's a fearless kid. She's a kid that in practice will just make your head spin with all the questions she asks, and then you're terrified, and yet she goes out in the game and just owns it. She's a lot of fun. And then Emily Wood, she has really come a long way. You saw her play this summer, and like I said, she had a great summer. She's working her tail off, and I think she will be a kid that will surprise some people that are not prepared for, like I said, the growth that she's had as a player.
Yeah, I thought in the Ben Davis game last week, I thought she was a very bright spot out there on how she handled herself underneath the basket. Because, the one thing, and I don't think we're telling any trade secrets, that, rebounding is going to become an important part of the Millers this year because of Emily being gone and being such a great rebounder in there. But this team is more than capable of rebounding. The one thing about it, we always talk about Emily having so many rebounds and points and different things like that, but there's only one basketball. So, with I think the summer that Maddie's had and some of the other girls, I know Madison had some good time this summer and Mallory, and I thought when you guys put together the team, in June is it? Yeah, in June, I saw you play down at Fishers. I thought, you played some very good teams, and I thought you guys looked really good, especially Abby. I mean, Abby handled herself much better at the point guard, and like you said, early on last year it was kind of scary. She had some tough times, but now she's relaxed and getting in that spot.
Yeah, absolutely. We've really improved in all areas. Like I said, Maddie played some point last year and probably would tell you she's a little scary for Coach to handle at times, like I said. But they improved so much. It was fun to watch that growth that they had, and it continued throughout the summer. And like I said, Maddie now can play off the ball more, and like I said, she'll be a kid that will be in that role where we'll ask her to score a lot more and do things. But she also can step in and play point. And Abby's shots improved. She'll be able to play off the ball some as well. And yeah, I mean, this is just a group. They're exciting. Like I said, it'll be fun to see what their identity is and kind of where they go.
You know, and the one thing, Maddie, I want to talk to you about, because one of the things that I thought that you're doing a very good job at playing now in your game is you're not afraid to go to the basket. And I think that's something that's missing a lot in both the boys and girls side of a player going to the basket. Talk a little bit about that and how you work on that.
Well, I think going to the basket has definitely become something that, like, in my game that has developed like this summer and into this season. And I think it's important because you can't go, like, by the time you're at the fourth quarter, you're going to be tired. You're not going to be able to shoot threes like the whole time. So going to the basket is important because that's where you'll get your points and stuff.
Now you get the opportunity also to take a look at, to kick it outside a little bit when you're driving that bucket for that open person maybe in either one of the corners there. So yeah, that's a great attribute that you've worked on. Is that something that you planned on working a lot on this summer? Or?
Like driving to the basket or posting up, just kicking it out, like that's just a great opportunity. Like anytime, that's going to be a better shot than just passing and shooting it.
Yeah.
Her post game was, like I said, that kind of came out of sitting around trying to figure out how are we going to score in the paint, because like I said, she can't obviously just stand out there, her and Mallory and those kids, and just shoot jumpers all the time. So we've really worked hard on trying to get them the ball in the paint, and she did a great job against Ben Davis.
I thought so too.
I mean, they would have been in tremendous foul trouble in a real game. They had 20 fouls, and probably 10 of them or more were on Maddie in the post, and that's something that she's really crafty down there. You don't have to be big; it's just knowing how to use your body and how to really seal and do some things, and she's done a great job with that.
You know, and the one thing, like you said, that you're going to, with Maddie being able to develop that game, and Maddie can play just about anywhere on the floor. I mean, you talk about her, in the post there, and then she can pull up and hit the three. Or so
no, she's got a great all-around game. Scarily enough, she's actually learned how to rebound too. I mean, like we're just going all crazy on all areas of our game now, but. Yeah, I mean, really all those seniors have improved a lot, and it's fun. Like I said, they're all very versatile. Mallory will be able to score on the post as well. She's a kid who drives extremely hard to the basket. Madison's going to play inside for us some. She'll play out. You know, she's one of those kids, they can fit to about any position you ask them to go play, and that's what makes this team a lot of fun. They're very versatile and willing to do anything you ask of them.
Yeah, and I think this is a team this season that you could possibly get out and go a little bit up-tempo. In this group too, a little bit.
We'll see. I'm not sure you're going to see that a lot. But
well, I know you're not going to do that a lot, but I mean,
we're not going to outrun Ellen right now.
Yeah.
We will pick and choose our times, but yeah, that's something. Actually, like I said, we'll probably be the polar opposite of that early. You'll see me screaming, "Walk it up more." You'll think I'm Coach McCulley. You're going to definitely think I'm Coach McCulley, because we are going to walk it up and play a little slower tempo, and look a lot like that probably early on. And again, we will play however we think gives us a chance to win. There'll be teams where we're like, let's just get out and run and use our athleticism. And I think you saw that last year. We played a box and one. We played man. We played, run and jump press. But we will improvise and adapt. And so, yeah, you'll see all kinds of things from this group.
And I think that it's one thing you don't get enough credit for, Coach, is you play pretty good defense. Your teams usually come out and play pretty good defense most of the time.
We just take what we have. Our athlete, sometimes we have size, sometimes we have speed, whatever you got, and you just got to find a way to. Again, same thing in offense. I mean, if you see us play a few years ago, what we ran is different. You just got to give yourself a chance in a conference and a schedule that's so tough. You have to, again, coach up defense, rebounding, things that give you a chance to be successful, and then find whatever your strengths are and try and put those kids in position to be successful. And like I said, and so it's all about the kids and their willingness to do whatever you ask of them. Because again, you can have any plan you want, but if they're not willing to do it, and again, that's hard to ask a kid to walk it up, like literally walk it up, especially a kid as athletic, as this one here. Yeah, athletic. I said it. And you know what I'm saying, like to get them to be that disciplined and understand like what you're trying to accomplish. And to do that, and then 3 games later, you may say, "Hey, here's what we're going to do now," and they don't question. They just say, "Okay, and how do we do this? And what do you want me to do?" And we've had kids like that for a long time now, and it gives us a chance when kids buy in to be successful. And again, it's it's on them, because like I said, you can come up with anything you want. It's got to be the kids believing and doing.
Yeah, you really have to do that. Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. You start out tomorrow night against Lawrence North, and then we'll be broadcasting your home game here against Hamilton Heights, and we're looking forward to that ball game, and it should be a very interesting one all season long. And we appreciate the opportunity, and I'm sure you and I will talk throughout the season here and do interviews and let the fans know about the Millers. And
I do want to say, and I'm going to sound really dumb when I say this, but we are legitimately doing an orange out for the Hamilton Heights game.
Okay.
And we're doing that in honor of Megan Broviak, who is a 7th grader in our program who is battling cancer. And the particular cancer she has, orange is that color. So we are going to do what we can. I know orange is probably not the
it's not the perfect color for high.
It's not. But you know what? This young lady,
but it's the right thing to do.
She's an amazing kid, and we'll have shirts to sell. We'll be raising some money to help their family. And like I said, Megan's an awesome kid, and seriously, she is like one of those kids that inspires. So we'll do an orange out against Heights. We'll do anything, like I said, to support her and her family. And so hopefully, like I said, we can get everybody out and take part in that night.
Okay. Well, Coach, you're kind of saying make sure you bring a little extra money in your pocket.
Yes, that's really where I'm going. Is like start saving money now.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Coach, and I appreciate it. Maddie, thank you very much for sitting in for this interview. I know this is one of the favorite things you like to do. So we'll see you next time. This is a Hamilton Camp.